20 bucks. 20 bucks. We're on the line for 20 bucks. Hi guys, it's Jabor from Montreal, and I'm Maggie, Mrs. Calabash. Come into my kitchen. It's fall, and you can see my flowers. They're the nice fall flowers.
Hold it, Maggie.
Hold it. He's not paying attention, you know.
Well, I was.
Well, we can fire him. If I could find somebody else, it'd be out.
There you go. Well,
you know,
okay.
labour's hard to find these days, guys. Yeah, it really
There's
is.
your flowers.
There's my flowers. My one and only sunflower this year. Last year I had lots, and I think I pulled them up thinking they were Jerusalem artichokes, which I've got so many that they've taken over. So anyway, we're digressing. It's soup time. I think it's, Derek's had a really bad stomach flu, and so I'm going to make some soup. His appetite's gone, so I know he was ill. And so I had some turkey in the freezer and some turkey stock, so I'm going to make something to get his taste buds going again. I'm going to make a curried turkey soup with some savoury puffs. Now, these are made with puff pastry, or you can use short crust pastry. I'm using puff pastry today for ease. And the filling, it's a bit like a samosa. It's my own sort of mixture. And I've got onion in here and some mixed veg, which I've cooked. And can you see that? Small diced potatoes. Sometimes when I'm making these, I'll cook extra potatoes at night, and then when they're cool, just cook them into dice. And I cook this earlier because it needs to cool. Now, I'm only going to make half the pastry, so I will have some of this left over, and I'll make some more pastries up later, probably tomorrow, because I can put this in the fridge. Now, the savoury bit of this is garam masala. And this is my own mixture. The recipes will be up for you with garam masala. And in India, each family has its own recipe. And I make this, keep it in there, and then normally it's added towards the end of cooking, and it brings out all the other flavours. Now, on the recipe, you'll see that it has got cayenne pepper. This is optional. The garam masala is not overly spiced. If you like a really hot samosa, put in a little cayenne, otherwise leave it out. And I've used, because of ease again, I've used defrosted mixed veg, which were cooked. Now, we've got the puff pastry here. This is just half a packet of puff pastry. And unroll it like that. Now, I made this the other day using this particular pastry, and I found that the pastry was just a little bit too thick for my liking. So I'm going to roll it out slightly, not a lot. And normally, so just push it short, sharp strokes like that. You don't want to go backwards and forwards. You don't want to stretch it. Short, sharp strokes. Let's just turn it around. That's better. Keep it in shape. That's better. Because remember, you've got two thicknesses of pastry, so you don't want all pastry and no filling. Try and keep it into a square. Now, normally I make these in rounds. And I thought the other day, you stupid woman, you're wasting pastry. you've got little bits left over, and you're going to have to roll them out again. So I thought, why not either make them in squares or in triangles? Problem solved. If you make squares, you're filling in and another square on top. Now let's see if I can do this evenly. I'm not very good at this. I have no eye whatsoever.
Pretty good, Max. Pretty good.
That might be, but I've also got to go this way as well. And we can, it's not evenly squared, but we can work it out. When I was assisting, when I had a cooking school at Vanier, I was assisting our boss. Now you'll notice I'm turning this over because the rolled side of the pastry is always the better side. So I want that on top. So have we got enough? We've got that one there, we've got that one there, that one. Look, I've got one left over. We'll make that into a little one. So he wanted squares, and he knows my aptitude for not getting squares. So he gave me a ruler and made me mark each square out. And then whatever he was making a dessert, and he put all these squares on top of each other, went like that. So you couldn't see one from the other. So I was not amused, but that was normal. Tom and I sometimes cross swords a little bit, but I love him dearly. So let's see what we can do with these. So I've just got a little egg wash here around the edges. The oven is on, I normally say 450. Mine's on at 455 because the oven is just a little bit slow. So, and you can make these as big or as small as you like, but we don't want them too big because we're eating these with soup and a filler, like a little appetizer. And I like to make these in winter if I've got somebody coming to serve, you know, just sitting down round. You can have everything prepared beforehand, just finish off when they arrive. So a little pastry. Don't forget, we've got to be able to turn over. Let's have a look, see. So I'm going to do it like that. Press down the edges, like so. Okay, quickly. In the centre, the smell is gorgeous. So with that one, we'll put one on top like that. Like so. This one we'll make into a little triangle. You can just put, no, I've put too much filling in there to make a triangle. I have made these with corn and sometimes just with mushroom. Left the potato out. If you don't like the spice, then don't put the spice in. You know, I like the spice, but if you are allergic to spice, which I know some people are, leave the spice out. So let's just tuck those in like that. Tuck that one like that. So we've got different shapes. Just make sure that it's cut. I'll put that over there. Now you'll notice, where's my baking sheet? I've got water, just a splash of water on the baking sheet. This is so that the water gets hot, causes steam, and it makes the puff pastry rise. So I always, if I'm making sausage rolls, anything with puff pastry, just flash the baking sheet with a little water. We'll get rid of this. we'll put that one over to one side because I want to get these in the oven. They take about 10 to 15 minutes to cook. Now with this, it's an egg wash. It's an egg with just a little salt in there, and the salt breaks down the mucus of the eggs, so you get a better egg wash. And just remember that if it's not coated, it's not going to go brown. So, and you'll notice that I'm using a paintbrush. I like a paintbrush I like a bristle for my pastry brushes. I have various sizes. Now we need to let a little steam out there. So I should have some scissors. Here we are. We just need a little snip on the top like that to let the steam out. We're going to put those in the oven. I'm going to wash my hands and clean the table. So come back with me to the oven. Let me just rinse my hands. Ugh. Now we need to clean the table. I have, look, it's an old printer's ruler. These are points on here for the size of the print. This is the old days, before computers. So I like to be able to just scrape my board, bring a bowl or something under the table like that, clean it. I've got a cloth which we're going to just rinse. Now these savoury puffs, they can be converted into a larger pie, and if you've got something like some cold turkey left over, chicken, combine it all and make it into a pie, and then you've got something a little bit different for supper without it taking too much effort. There we are. Wash this. Put this back, dry my hands, and then we're going over to the stove. Just giving Derek warning because I disappear from the camera view and then he shouts at me when you're not looking. I know, you don't know what I have to put up with. You may well laugh. I've got curry powder. Come on, come with me. Oh yeah. So here, I've got some butter, which as this is the turkey soup, some butter which is melted. It's a curried turkey soup. Again, you can leave the curry powder out if you prefer. And I've melted the butter, onion. Remember, you're making soup and not a casserole. So chop everything as finely as possible because you want the flavour. So the more sides you've got exposed, the more flavour is going to come out. So we're going to put that on there like that. It says 2 ribs of celery. How big is a rib of celery? My celery was about that size. Now in England, I lived in Yorkshire, bordering Lincolnshire, and Lincolnshire is the home of growing celery in England. Now our celery roots would be that size, and we always had celery, but only when it was in season, and it was coming in this time of the year. And we always said that it wasn't its sweetest until it had frost on it. And celery, it must be slightly different in England because it's blanched. The soil is always piled up on it. And we never ate celery that was green because that had been exposed to the sunlight and it hadn't got the same sweet flavour. So I've got celery in there, a little garlic. Now my father swore by celery. He had arthritis and he swore by celery. And we had celery, we have a celery vase. I've still got one. I had it for my 21st birthday in cut glass as a birthday present. And we always had a vase of celery on the table as a meal. And then you, at the end of the meal, you ate your celery and probably with a little piece of cheese. There we are. That smells lovely. So the recipe is here. We've got 2 ribs of celery in there, chopped, garlic chopped, onion chopped, and this is the curry powder, Mrs. Calabash curry powder. Again, like with the garam masala in India, each family would have its own recipe, and this is one that I used to sell before online. It was mail order, and I've got cardamom, mustard seeds, ginger powder, coriander, fenugreek, which you don't see very often, but it adds a flavour to it, and you have to grind the fenugreek, otherwise you don't get any flavour out of it. Cumin, turmeric and ground chilies. This is the curry powder. We're going to put that in there because we just need to cook it. Turmeric, and let's just cook that for a few minutes. And I've got to go back on top of the microwave. I put it out of the way of the dogs, the turkey, so just come back with me. You can probably hear the dogs howling. They're seconded in the room with a bed, air conditioning and television, and the moaning because they're not down here with me. So come on, let's go back. And you see the turkey I've cut up very, very finely because again, we want all the flavour of the turkey to come out. So let's just do that and heat it. They really are making a noise, aren't they? They're very, very spoilt. Let's see how far we've got. Okay, so I'm going to add, that's nice and warm, I'm going to add the flour. This is the thickening, and the cream is in the fridge. Now, again, we're cooking out the flour so that it doesn't taste raw. And I've got 3 cups of Turkish stock, a little more if I need it. Remember, look, a carrot has escaped in there. I'm taking that out because we're making a white soup. We're not making, that's my stock. I strained it because I'd cooked it with some carrot, and I don't want red in there. So let's just bring this up to heat. Because everything is cooked now. We've cooked out the onion and the celery. So just bring this up. We want to thicken this a little. That's why I've not put all the stock in there. Just see how it thickens. Whilst that's cooking, I'll just go to the fridge and get out the cream. Now the flour and the cream are what's called the liaison for the soup, and that's the thickener. We don't want it too thick, but we don't want it too, it's a substantial soup. So let's turn that down. I'm going to taste that. I don't think I'm going to put any more liquid in there. That is really good. I might add a little salt when I've added the cream, because the cream will take some of the flavour away. Now this is a 35% cream, it's a cooking cream, so that it won't separate. And this is extremely good if you've got any tummy problems, because you've got all the goodness of the turkey, the celery, the ginger in the curry powder. Turmeric is good for tummy problems. There we are. Let's have a look, see how that... We'll just add a little more stock to that cream so that we don't waste any cream. There we are. And we can leave that gently cooking. And don't let me forget, I've got a little lemon juice in there to add to it when we bring it off the stove. Let's just have a look in the oven, please, that they're cooked. Oh yes, they're cooking beautifully. So let's just go back to the butcher block, and I'll tell you what I'm putting with the with everything. Because with the savoury puffs, I like something savoury to go with them. I like a dipping sauce, so I've left it over here. A dipping sauce. And so I've made this young Thailand sauce. Now this is extremely hot, to be eaten with care. You can add a little to the soup. I've got chilies. If you don't want it so hot, reduce the amount of chilies. And it's lemon juice or lime juice, chopped garlic, a little fish sauce, sugar and fresh chilies, which are very, very finely chopped, and just stir everything together. Now, a small amount, a very, very small amount, either in the soup or on the side with the puffs. So let's have a look, see how the puffs are cooking. We'll take those out. I'll let the soup simmer away. We'll just turn it down a little bit. There we are. Switch the oven off. Whoa, there we are. Look, there's the puffs. So I like doing the different sizes. So if you don't feel quite as hungry, have a smaller one. And with being diabetic, I tend to go for the smaller ones rather than the large ones. Let's close that, it's getting a bit hot. So you see, they don't take long to cook. A little one in the centre, yeah. Let's make it look attractive. Remove that. And let's have a look, see what we've got that we can put with it. We put a little parsley, like that, and a little parsley there. There we are. That's the savoury puffs and the sauce to go with them. I've got a casserole here for the soup. Let's bring the soup over and put it in. Oh, I nearly forgot. Turn that off. The lemon juice. That brings out the flavour of the curry powder. The handles get hot on this one. Let's see if I can pour this into there. But first of all, I'm going to taste it because it might need... I've added the lemon juice. It needs just a little salt and pepper. Let's give that another taste. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. This is where I make a mess. Whoa. We don't want to waste any of that. Let's just put that drop in there. Put that over there. Get rid of that. Again, oh, we've made a splash. Just clean up your... The nice thing is, with a pot like this, you can serve it and then put the pot back in the oven just to keep warm, because it is, it's oven proof. Just a little on there, like that, and that is the turkey soup. So to serve, we can have a nice soup bowl like this. Let's put some in. Some nice, a couple of 3 ladles full in, like that. Whoa, there we are. Put that and choose a pasty to go with it, a puff, like that. And we could put just a little sauce to go with it. So here we are, just a little sauce on the side, like that. That is plenty, believe you me, to dip the pasty in, and that makes a lovely lunch or light supper. So if you've got any questions, please don't hesitate to get in touch with me on Mrs. Calabash Cooks on Facebook, and I can answer any questions for you. And thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you're having a really good, safe fall, and the weather's to your liking. It's turning a little bit nippy sometimes, and I had to put the heating on the other day, and I thought, it's September. I don't put the heat on in September. And then I thought, if it's 4 outside in December, you've got heat. So I thought, this is stupid. Let's put a little bit of heat on. It's not going to make any difference. So please enjoy cooking, enjoy watching the programme, and we go out with Jabor to pay the rent on the money. That, hi everybody, bye, have a really safe time. Bye everybody, thank you for watching. 20 bucks. Give them in for 20 bucks. Keep on playing. No being talking. Cheers.